Hi everyone, my name is Rishabh Shukla, and it's been a while since I have created or posted a video online on my vlog. But I today I find this topic really interesting, and I thought it's worthwhile sharing with people using Copilot agents and then trying to achieve good results for the customer. So before I jump into the topic right away, let me introduce quickly myself. So like I said, Rishabh Shukla, I have been working with all the technologies for now for quite some time, and as a senior managing consultant, and I have this YouTube channel where I have been pushing some videos for quite some time. Granted, I have not been pushing it for past many months, but I found this topic really interesting, and I thought I should share it with others and also take their opinion on top of it as well, because AI is basically becoming the need of the hour for we as a consultants or developers, and it's also very good. I mean, it's giving very good results, easy to achieve at some time, and very easy to learn as well, to be honest. For an end user, don't have to go through all the hops of creating algorithms and whatnot. Yeah. uh, so that's kind of advertising, I would say. These are my QR codes for in case you would like to subscribe my YouTube channel. That's on the right, and in case you would like to communicate, I mean, maybe connect on LinkedIn. So that's another QR code on my left. So feel free to subscribe or connect, and uh, and then discuss the topics or maybe technologies that we have been using back and forth. All right. So coming back to our concern that I was trying to address in this video. So with Copilot agents, first, if we talk about advantages, it has a lot of advantages, no doubt on that, right? Adding knowledge is very easy, right? Creating an agent very easy, rendering it on different channels, maybe Teams, your personal websites, very easy, right? And it gives very good outcomes as well, analytics and reading of documents. It trust me, I mean, some time back when you try to do it using code, it was very difficult, I would say. Now that's these are something which are very good and easy to achieve with the low code no code methodology. What I feel, and that's only my opinion, when it comes to large data set and having some aggregated values as an output, when we are trying to get that from that large data set, that is where I have noticed Copilot becomes a bit of an inaccurate product. Maybe I'm doing something wrong, or maybe that's my observation. But if I add the same knowledge to my agent for getting a output for analytics or something with respect to a text search, it gives me a good output. But when I talk about aggregating values, averaging operations, minimum maximum, that is where I think Copilot agent doesn't give me a good output. Let me take you to an example that will probably explain it much better. So I have this Excel file, and it has roughly 1,73,491 records. So if I go back to my SQL and I try to run this query, so I've also imported this data into a table as well, because I've tried it into more than one ways. So it also has same number of records. Yeah, so far so good. Now I have one agent, and within this agent I have added my knowledge as my Excel file. And before we, kind of thinking about, some basics, I have given my instructions. I have explained my knowledge source to my agent, and it is giving me good results. I won't say the results are totally wrong or totally way out of proportionate. It's not helping me at all. Results are good, right? But in some cases, not in some cases, in the cases where the data set is large, they are not accurate. When I say not accurate, let me talk to you about one of the scenarios. So if I talk about a query, so I open this to ensure that I have the output to discuss before getting an opinion. So I have with this query, I want to see my brands and their total sales value, and I would like to group them this output by my brand. So simple group by clause. So in my data set, I have three brands. So before I go any further, it's a data set of my customers to whom I deal with video games. That's my business that I'm talking about. So it's a demo data, but it basically deals with in video games, right? So I did this. So the query gave me this output, right? So you can see it has a big number of value here, here, and here. Okay. Now I expect similar output when I ask this simple question to my agent as well, right? So I'll do this, paste it. I don't know if it will take a while or not. Let me get the prompt here again. Okay. So while it is getting this output, because the Excel file was pretty big, but okay, there I have it. So if I talk about this output, so you can see easily that it is calculating it, but it's not calculating all the records, right? It's giving me the good citation as well. It's pointing to the same Excel file that I was talking about. Okay. But if I even ignore the first values where it is adding them one by one, if I talk about the value of this brand Microsoft, that is also not accurate, right? So that's one of the things I've noticed. Now if I talk about another agent that I have created, so in this case I thought maybe that the case is that it's an Excel file, and I tried it with Foundry. I tried it by indexing the files, and I tried with Fabric as well, by using Fabric, and also with Foundry with Azure Blob and whatnot. So I'm just putting out options so that you guys may have a different opinion if you have already tried it, right? So I have another agent where I have added this Azure SQL table itself as an knowledge. Again, given instructions, explained everything in the description, when to go, how to go. That's why it's going to this output, right? To this knowledge. So I'll ask the same question to this agent as well. Okay, so it's giving me this result. I won't say it is accurate because okay, it is pointing to the right data set, so it's going to this table for sure, but it's not giving me the right output, right? So let me try it this way. For each brand, I'd say brand wise or group by brand. Okay, so I mean the result doesn't change. So that is where I thought it's what I notice is that when it comes to large data set, it doesn't get the right value, doesn't get the right accurate value, right? And with customers who are expecting my agents to give me insight and projection and whatnot in future, I cannot trust those insights and projection if it is not calculating a simple grouping and totaling and all those stuff, right? Yeah. So what I did, and what I understood is that it works fine with a small data set, right? So there has to be a mechanism that instead of going through all those 1,70,000 records, if I ask him to give me insight on these 3 records, then it might work fine. But the thing is, I have added all my data ingested all my data to the system. I cannot expect to create different views all the time, right? Or maybe I can do that, but that's another story. In that case, I might have to create another 2, 3, 4 aggregated tables as well. So then there will be questions that you know I if I add a new field in future, I would like to have that aggregated source to be added into the system again, right? And of course there is a table limit and the column limit. So what I really did was, in my case, I've used Azure SQL, but you don't have to do that. In your case, you can use Business Central, any other technology that you have been using. The idea is to give the AI a small data set instead of asking him to go through all the columns. Even if you have indexed it, I have already indexed this SQL table as well, but indexing doesn't help you on that side. Again, maybe I'm wrong, so feel free to correct me. I tried with indexing. It works fine when I try to index and search a text, but it doesn't give me aggregated operations output of aggregated operations as well, right? Like sum, average, minimum, maximum. That is where I kind of think it's not giving me a right output. So coming back, how can I ensure that my AI is not going through all this information, all those records, when I'm asking him a query? Instead, it goes through these summarized set of records, right? So let me take you to the design that I have applied. So in my case, I was asking a query to my AI that give me brand wise sales for financial year 24. So it basically activated a topic, and then it kind of called a code base. In my case, it's Azure function. Feel free to use the technologies. Okay, don't worry about it. So the basic need was that I have to get a summarized view. For getting a summarized view, I have to run a query, right? Now, my questions can be of different variety. So I need to have a mechanism where I have a table structure at some place, and I also understand the query from the user, and basis that and my structure of the table, I generate a SQL query, right? So this is what exactly I'm doing here. So I'm asking my AI to pass this information, this question, to another AI, to an OpenAI service, again to a prompt dialog, up to you, whatever you want to use, right? So I'm asking my AI to ask another AI to generate a query based on this table and this question. So it is going to take the intent and the entity from this query, and it's going to create a SQL query out of this requirement, and then it's going to execute that SQL query and get these 2-3 lines, right, and pass it back to my AI as a JSON. So basis that question and that outcome in JSON, my prompt dialog is going to ensure that it is giving me a well formatted answer to my end user. Okay, let's try to see it in demo. It's a bit technical, I can understand that, but it kind of solving my purpose. So you come here, that's a different agent. Okay, so just to ensure that one agent was connecting to SQL, there was another agent which was connecting to SQL, previous one was an Excel, and then I have this third agent. It doesn't have a knowledge base, but if I ask him a question saying give me brand wise sales value, so now it goes to my independent topic like sales query, and you can see I have not trained it too much. It's basically something which is happening behind the scenes. So it's going through this HTTP request. Again, in my case, Azure function, go through Business Central or any other technology that you would like to use. And behind the scenes, it is doing a magic of getting me this output in a summarized way. And then I pass this output to my prompt dialog, which is basically giving me insights as well. Yeah. So if I just verify is Microsoft 961, 930, 163, there you have it. So it's giving me a much accurate output, right? So what did I do here? So if you see this action, HTTP request, it's basically giving that output, question to my OpenAI service. In my case, it was OpenAI. Feel free to use another AI in your case, or maybe use a prompt dialog. Give him your table structure, okay, and then give him your question. So based on that question and the table structure, you can instruct him to create a SQL query which basically summarize the outcome that the agent has to analyze. So it basically gives me these 3 lines and pass it down to my prompt dialog. So if I go to my prompt dialog here, so the prompt dialog takes 2 parameters. One of them is the question, and second is the outcome that is coming from the SQL query. Okay, and I'm asking my prompt to ensure that the question that was asked from the user and the output that you see in the response is given to the user in a well formatted manner. Okay, because you cannot always pass the JSON output format to the user. It's not going to help them. You probably need to have some more details on it, probably saying I would like to format it to send it to an email, maybe, so it has some extra text on it. Yeah. So yeah, I mean that's basically what I'm doing, and some boilerplate instructions. Do not add any another information, like if you don't see a currency, don't add USD or any other currency. If you don't see it, don't add it. Give whatever response you are getting and put insights on top of it, right? So that's what I did. Basically, this formatting is coming because of this prompt dialog action, and this 3 lines as an output is what it is getting as a response from this HTTP request on top, right? So it basically gave me better outputs. I also instructed my AI to give me some more results. So if I talk about, I pasted some questions in my chat. Let's see if I have them. Yeah. So I can probably ask, give me top 10 customers by their sales value. That could be one of the cases that I want. So I'm doing this file. I also ask my other 2 agents to do this thing. So that's the Excel one, and that's the one which is on SQL. So let's wait for them to reply. Let's see what happens. I'll ask him again on the Excel. Somehow it's feeling shy in replying it. Okay, so the one with SQL replied, and again it's kind of giving the same output for some reason. I don't know why, but yeah, if I go back to see the one with Excel, it gives me a output, but let's see. So blah 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 blah. Okay, that's a very interesting thing. So it gives me this output. Okay, I can see the values, which is good. So it's giving me top 10 values. I said buy sales value, and let's see what output we have on this agent. So there you have it. So when I say buy sales value, I'm asking to be sorted it by sales value, right? Now I'm not saying this AI was wrong. This AI was wrong. No, it's not wrong. The problem is it's not going through all the records that are presented in my data set. That's the problem. So if I go and verify it on my SQL again, so I do this. I can probably remove my where clause maybe. Yeah, there. So I did a query on this database saying some customer name, sum of sales value, group by customer name, order by sum of my sales value in descending order. So this is what I get as an output. So you can see the top 10 sales values are coming on the top, right? And if I remove the, let me see, if I run this without the order by clause, what happens then? So now the outcome is bit changed. Some of the records, if you notice, are from that Excel output. But the thing is, like I said, it's not going through all the records. That's why it's not giving me a right output. Yeah. And I try to also verify how it is doing. So one of the things that I have added, because the user may ask how I'm calculating it, is that I have also added that if the user is saying how it is calculated, then it basically gives me the method to the madness as well. There you have it. So now you understand the summary that the AI is doing behind the scenes by generating this query. So it's saying columns used. I've used customer name and sales value. I have done the aggregate of sales value. I grouped it by customer name, sorted it by total sales, descending, and then I took only the top 10. So I know how it is calculating it, right? So it gives me a way of making him understand as well. So that's another key thing. So summaries that I take from this is that instead of giving it a larger or a huge data set, if I give him a shorter format of that data set or an aggregated format of that data set, then it gives me a right output. Let's try it a bit differently. Give me average brand wise sales value. So I don't know if it will work. It should probably, because this time I'm not asking for a sum, I'm asking for average, right? So that's what I get from here. So now if I go here and here I did some EVG, I think this will give me an average. Well, there you have it. So now Microsoft says 16,553, 16,485. If I go here in my agent, yeah, correct result, and some simple insights. I mean, we have been getting that before as well, but it's just that with the right output of the data, I can get much better insights. That's where AI can perform really, really well, right? So yeah, let me walk you quickly through the area of this HTTP section, because that's where the one level of magic is happening. This will be a bit technical, but you can basically see what I am doing here. So I'm taking one prompt and I have added some basic business rules. It's basically the same thing that you've been doing with your instructions with your Copilot agent. Do the same thing with this OpenAI as well, or maybe use prompt dialog. So I told him that this is my table. In my case, it is one table. Have as many tables that you want to, right? And I also have the set of my columns here. So that's basically the table structure that I have, and you don't have to do anything. Just run the query of having the column structure and pass it down in your source code, or maybe have the needed column only. Then I said dynamically detect the columns by grouping. For example, division, state, brand wise, quality wise, blah blah blah, right? And then I also told him to use the sum unless you find a different metric is asked, like profit, discount, and all. Sometimes user give financial year 24. In that case, consider it as an accounting year. So basic instructions, you can change it, right? You can always do that. Strict rules: only use the column exactly listed in the above, or by above it means in the section above means at some point it is also having this column list there, right? In a similar way, I've given some 4 or 5 examples. So basically outcome of this is my SQL query, okay? And if the user is asking how it is calculated, then also give the explanation as well at this time. So it basically calculates, gives me the now SQL query and the reason behind it. So I kind of use this query to run in my database using this. Again, guys, instead of this, consider if you have Business Central or maybe Dataverse. In that case, you can use this orchestration layer for calling the APIs for a shorter outcome, right? It's basically the way how you are going to give a summarized data set instead of giving it an entire value. So once you have it, you send it back to your agent, and then the agent will use prompt dialog to give a summarized output and give it back to your end user. So yeah, that was pretty much it. Feel free to drop your comments if you feel there is another way of doing it. I'm open for suggestion. I am happy to be proven wrong here, Okay, let me clarify that, because I feel that it's all about accuracy with the figures. That is where I feel the agent was basically having problems. Uh, and then one of the ways where I see that it is working fine, that if I give him small sized tables or small sized data set, then it is working absolutely fine. So yeah, feel free to drop your feedback and suggest me where I was wrong. I tried different Foundry, Fabric, your different model as well. It works fine with text search, but doesn't work fine when I ask him to do aggregated operations like minimums, average, sum, maximum, something like this. By on large data set or small data set, it basically works fine. So yeah, thank you for watching, and you have a good day. And again, feel free to drop your suggestions, any other method that I should try. And yeah, thank you, have a good day.